Yeah, hi, this is the Devops mock interview day 57. So today Ansit is going to participate in this mock interview. So yeah, Ansit, can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you. I'm Aniseti Venkatesh and I have 5 years of experience in DevOps. I specialize in CI/CD pipelines using Git, Jenkins, and Maven, and I have strong skill in Docker and Kubernetes for containerization and orchestrating. I'm proficient in infrastructure as a code with Terraform and use Ansible for automation. Additional, I'm implement security with SonarCube and leverage Prometheus and Grafana for monitoring. And my experience allows me to drive efficient and reliable DevOps practices in any dynamic environment. That's it from my side.
Super, super. So Aniseti, I'm genuinely giving you the feedback. Your introduction, your confidence, everything was perfect. There is some
Okay.
mistakes you are doing. You are eating some words. So there is no alignment of yours, like there is no alignment of the sentence. So whatever you were telling, it was perfect and confident. Everything was okay, right? If there is no sentence formation, so how it will be? Like that, same your introduction is like that.
Okay.
Okay, there is no alignment and you are okay, there is some grammatical errors and all. That's it, not more than that. Your way of communication, right? Way of delivering words, everything is
Okay.
perfect, but there is some mismatch in the words. Definitely, you will improve it. I'm not telling you will not going to improve. Okay, whatever you are telling, right? Just send me some content in right personally in my WhatsApp. So, bro, this is what I'm going to prepare. So if there is anything right, I will definitely add it and I will send it to you so that the next time you can repeat the same. Now
Okay. Oh,
it is not like scripted, right? It is like genuine. If it is scripted, I will definitely going to tell you, hey, what you are telling, you are some reading something, but it's not like that. It's like you are delivering genuinely. So it was super. But the alignment of words, I'm telling it, it is not at all good. Compared to previous mocks, you have improved a lot.
okay.
That I can say confidently. I will share my screen. Okay, let's start the mock interview. You can able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay. First question is, how do you manage code reviews and ensure that only approved changes are merged into a main branch? Okay, there is a main branch, and along with that main branch, there will be some other branches as well. Who developer will work. So from developer branch, if you remember the branching strategy, from developer branch, we are going to merge these changes to the main branch. Okay,
Yeah.
so how do you manage the reviews, code reviews, and ensure that only approved changes are merged into main branch? Nothing but if there is one branch, bro, main branch, and there are some other branches. Before adding any changes, in between there should be an approvals. Without approval, you should not move right changes from one branch to another branch. So how you will achieve that?
I mean, another one. Check out branching name.
No, merging of two branches we are talking about. Before
Talking about.
merging, you need to have some approvals. Do you know?
No, bro.
Pull request. We can use pull request, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Second question. How would you handle a situation where large number of merge conflicts occur during a release? You are getting too much merge conflicts at a time. How you will manage?
Git conflicts.
Sorry,
Git conflicts
git
command we
conflicts.
should use.
I'm talking about merge conflict. I don't know what is git conflict. I am hearing the first time. I am telling you a situation. How
Yes,
do
yes.
you handle a situation where large number of merge conflicts occurs during a release? I am not asking about the command. First, you need to understand the question, answer the question, then after tell me the commands. I said right, your answers is like you are telling a single word and it is the only thing which you are doing mistake. I have repeated this multiple times. If you still follow the same right, it is very difficult for you itself.
Sorry.
So whenever you get any merge conflict, manually we need to edit that, right? One by one we need to, right? Even though if you have a large number of merge conflict, at the end you need to do it manually, one by one. That's it. That is the answer. Manually you need to edit it, you need to add it, you need to commit it. Okay. How would you implement a Jenkins pipeline that handles different environments like development, staging, production?
We should write pipelines.
Yeah, how would you implement a Jenkins pipeline? I'm asking that one itself. That
Yeah,
handles
we
different environments.
yes, build, test, code, MVN.
I'm not asking about the stages. I'm asking about multiple environments. There are multiple environments, development, staging, and production. So what that how you will implement a Jenkins pipeline? Okay, I will go to next question. How do you ensure a Jenkins build pipeline only triggers when changes are made, right, as specific files in a repository? Only for specific files, you need to trigger the build. This one is already repeated. If you check out the Jenkins playlist, right, there this question is already repeated. Okay, how would you process data in Docker container running a database like MySQL? Okay, inside the container, MySQL database is running. Okay, how you will persist that data? Because database content is important, right?
Yes.
So how would you persist data in a Docker container running a database like MySQL? Simple question. Do you know?
Mm, Docker. Sorry.
Do you want to try?
No, bro.
Docker volumes. We can use Docker volumes, right? We can attach
Yes.
the volume. It's simple question. How do you monitor resource usage like CPU memory of running Docker containers?
How do you monitor results?
This is a tricky
Me-
question, I can understand, but try.
do- and I mean, it is memory.
Sorry.
Do- Monitor memory, CPU, Docker containers. Yeah, I mean, Docker container using ls minus a.
Sorry, Docker container ls minus a. What is
No,
that?
no, ls minus a only final. It is show on Docker information, but we want on any information, we just write slash cpu slash mem, I mean root mem, information. That's it. We should enter, the details will come.
I didn't get anything. Whatever you are telling, right? I don't know. I didn't understand anything.
Monitoring and cpu memory from running Docker containers.
So what you have told, I didn't understand. Can you repeat it once again?
Root cpu, sorry, first cat and root cpu and root memory, mem information, mem info.
No,
info.
like I am asking you, how do you monitor resource usage for, right, like CPU and memory for running Docker container? But you are telling how to check a memory and CPU utilizations for your host, for your server. So first understand the question, then after answer the question. If you don't know what is the question, right, you cannot able to answer. First try to understand what the interviewer is asking. Depending upon that question,
Okay.
answer it. You are telling, right, cat slash root slash memory info, like that there will be some command which will give the memory information. I know about that. I'm asking you how you will monitor for running Docker containers. How do you ensure that a Kubernetes pod can only communicate with another pod in the same namespace? How do you ensure that a Kubernetes pod can only communicate with another pod in the same namespace? So how would you debug a failing Kubernetes deployment where the pod immediately restart after running? How would you debug a failing Kubernetes deployment where the pod immediately restart after running?
Kubectl logs. First we check. After after see the kubectl get pod information, and we status we check, and again we restart.
You after checking status you will restart.
Yeah, pod any. I mean
Here the problem is
debugging.
pod is restarting. Okay. Now you are telling that you will restart. Is there any logic? I am asking you how would you debug a failing Kubernetes deployment where pod immediately restart after running? Actually,
Yeah,
the
first of
problem
all
is pod is
we
restarting.
okay.
You are telling you will restart the pod. My problem is pod is automatically restarting. Now you are telling you will restart the pod.
We check logs first of all. That's it.
That's it.
Mm.
So whenever you answer the question, you need to be careful. Interviewer will ask the same. So you need to answer it. Yeah, definitely we can able to check the logs of the pod. Accordingly, we will get an
Okay.
events. So like that, depending upon that, I will troubleshoot. That's it. Over. So why you are
Mm.
adding your own words after that? You are telling you will restart. If you restart, the problem is the restart. And you are telling you will restart. That's the reason I'm telling. First focus on the question. I'm already sharing you a screen. What is the questions I'm I was asking? Then only answer the question. If you don't understand the question, how you will answer?
Okay.
So how would you handle sensitive information such as passwords or API keys in Terraform configuration files? How would you handle sensitive information such as passwords or API keys in Terraform configuration files?
Yeah, we using from AWS S3 and AWS Manager. We support the information. We store that API keys on information files.
I'm asking in Terraform, not in AWS S3.
Yeah, we sensitive data will store. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
So that's what I'm telling. Whenever I ask you a question, read it out. How would you handle sensitive information such as passwords or API keys in Terraform configuration files? Will I said that AWS S3 or how you will preserve soft right passwords and API keys? If I ask you like this, then we can you can mention yeah AWS S3 I can encrypt that and all. But I am asking in the Terraform configuration files. So there is too much difference, right?
Mm.
So we can use the variables, Terraform variables,
Okay.
or Terraform Vault. How do you manage Terraform code across multiple teams, ensuring that each team has control over specific parts of infrastructure? How do you manage Terraform code across multiple teams, ensuring that each team has control over specific parts of the infrastructure? Do you know?
Mhm. No, bro.
We can use Terraform workspaces, right? We can create a
Okay.
separate
Mm.
workspace for separate team. This is already repeated, right? Did you watch the Terraform recording playlist in our channel? If you are not
No, bro.
watching, then it will difficult. You are cannot able to answer the question, simple questions. It will be difficult, right? You cannot able to crack a job. I'm telling you directly. If you don't have dedication, if you don't have passion, right? You need to invest your time, learn. I think almost 2 months completed. Still, you are not getting that. I'm not seeing any dedication from you. See, you are asking me like what to do. I'm not understanding. Okay, you need to upskill. Resources are already. Interview questions are provided via GitHub. Right? Playlist is ready for every tool. You need to go through it, check the questions, practice. I've already provided the recording for real-time projects. Practice it. Don't waste the time.
Okay, bro.
How do you run an Ansible playbook against specific tags to only run a subset of tasks? Yeah, how you will do that? Only to run a subset of tasks. We can use
Yeah, we
tags.
create conditions.
We can use tags, Ansible tags. How
Ansible
do you
tag.
handle situation where Ansible must use different users or SSH keys for different hosts? How do you handle situation where Ansible must use different users or SSH keys for different hosts? So yeah, today I'm feeling hungry. Almost 9 p.m., right? It's a dinner.
Yes.
Yeah, we are watching this video right on YouTube. Please like this video so that we will get motivation, right? Even we are skipping our dinners and we are investing time. So if you don't like, we will not going to upload more videos. Yeah, we are watching. If you are looking for real-time training, definitely you can ping me on WhatsApp and join live classes. Enroll for Devops course. How do you handle situation where Ansible must different users? So in the inventory file, you can mention, right?
Yes.
So how do you integrate Trivy scans into Kubernetes pipeline to ensure containers are scanned before deployment? How do you integrate Trivy scans into Kubernetes pipeline to ensure containers are scanned before deployment? How do you automatically generate and store Trivy scan report in CI/CD pipeline for auditing purposes? How do you automatically generate and store Trivy scan reports in the CI/CD pipeline for auditing purposes? How would you implement auto scaling based on custom CloudWatch metrics in AWS? How would you implement auto scaling based on custom CloudWatch metrics in
Yeah,
AWS?
we use on load balancer in AWS and services in the application and processed any up and downs to support on load balancer be using.
So yeah, whatever you are answering, right? There is no like there is no what I need to type. The communication, whatever I'm maintaining, it's not at all good. We maintaining like total grammatical mistakes. We maintain. So how do you ensure high availability and fault tolerance for an application hosted in AWS? So how do we ensure high availability and fault tolerance for an application hosted in AWS? Shall we check the answers?
Okay.
So first question what I've asked, how do you manage code reviews and ensure that only approved changes are merged into main branch? So your team follows right strict code reviews policies. You want to ensure that no code is merged into the main branch without being reviewed by at least one other developer. How do you enforce this using Git? Answer will be use GitHub by GitLab branch protection rules to enforce pull request and code reviews. So enable branch protection in GitHub to require pull request and reviews before merging. I told you right. You can also use
Yes.
status checks to ensure test pass before merging. So how would you handle a situation where large number of merge conflicts occurs during a release? So you are releasing a feature branch into main branch, but there are many merge conflicts. What steps would you take to resolve them? So resolve merge conflict manually by rebasing or merging the conflict branches locally. So you can use git fetch origin. You will get the changes. Then git merge origin main. Like that, you can able to resolve. So manually resolve conflicts in the code, commit the changes, and push the branch for review. That's what I answered, right?
Yes.
So how would you implement a Jenkins pipeline that handles different environment? Right, you need to deploy application for different environments in Jenkins. How do you configure the pipeline to handle different environments automatically? So use parameters in the Jenkins pipeline to dynamically deploy the two different environments. So you can use the choice parameters, right, with choices. So you can choose that particular choice depending upon that. Right, if it is choice is prod, kubectl apply prod.yml. If it is choice is staging, kubectl apply staging dot like dot. How do you ensure a Jenkins build pipeline only trigger when changes are made to specific files in a repository? So you want to limit your build pipelines to trigger only when changes are made to certain files. Example, only when Docker file or build.gradle is updated. So how would you implement this in Jenkins? So use when directory in the Jenkins pipeline to check the file changes. Okay, when change set there is a only Docker file is changed, then only you need to build the code. How would you process data in Docker container running a database like MySQL? So you are running MySQL in Docker container, but the data is lost when the container is stopped or removed. How would you process the data? Use Docker volumes to process data. Right, create a Docker volume and mount it to the MySQL container. Yes, Docker volume create MySQL data. Docker run minus d minus name MySQL minus v MySQL data varlib MySQL. So this path will be automatically stored. So how do you monitor resource usage, CPU memory of running Docker containers? You can use Docker stats, right? Using Docker stats, you will get the memory and CPU utilization of your containers. How do you ensure that a Kubernetes pod can only communicate with another pod in the same namespace? So you want to restrict communication between pods so that only pods within the same namespace can talk to each other. How would you implement this? So you need to create a network policy. So pod selector policy type ingress from pod selector. So like this you can able to, this is the syntax. How would you debug a failing Kubernetes deployment? Kubernetes log pod name. So how would you handle sensitive information such as passwords or API keys in Terraform configuration file? So you need to use sensitive credentials in your Terraform code, but you want to ensure hard-coded in plain text. So you can use environmental variable or secret management system, or you can use variables, or you can use environmental variable export in your local system. So how do you manage Terraform code across multiple teams, right? Ensuring each team has control over specific. So use Terraform modules to divide the infrastructure, reusable content, Like using modules, you can able to separate the content, and you can use the workspaces as well for every team if you want. Here they have given module concept, okay, but you can use workspaces as well. How do you run a Ansible playbook against specific tags? Okay, you need to, for every task you need to add a tag. Depending upon that tag, you can call the tag. Only that particular task will be executed. How do you handle a situation where Ansible must use different users or SH keys? In the inventory file, you need to define, right? Web1, Web2, Ansible underscore user, Ansible underscore user, admin, Ansible underscore SSH private key, like this. How do you integrate Trivy scans into your Kubernetes pipeline to ensure containers are scanned before deployment? So whoever watching this video, please like this video so that we will get motivation. So still I'm feeling hungry, right? If you see, you need to ensure that all Docker containers are scanned for vulnerabilities before being deployed to Kubernetes. So stage. So this is the GitLab CI/CD example. Okay. In Jenkins you will be having stage. In GitLab CI/CD you will be having stages. Test deploy. After that you will give like this stage test script. You will use Trivy image name. Okay, like this you can scan even Jenkins pipeline also. So how do you automatically generate and store Trivy scan? Okay, Trivy image format JSON output. You need to give output and you have to store the output. So here if you see Trivy image name, that's it. You are not storing any output. Here Trivy image and the format will be JSON format. Output will be Trivy report.json and the image name. Store the report as an artifact in Jenkins. How would you implement auto scaling based on custom CloudWatch metrics? So, so use CloudWatch alarms with the custom metrics and auto scaling group. Okay, you can use the CloudWatch alarm. Create a custom metrics for request latency in CloudWatch. Set up a scaling policy to add or remove instances based on that metric. Okay. How do you ensure high availability and fault tolerance for an application hosted in AWS? So use AWS services such as auto scaling, elastic load balancer, multiple availability zones, S3 cross region application. Deploy application across multiple availability zones using an auto scaling group and ALB. Store critical data in multiple availability zones. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will update this in the GitHub so you can check out. So if you have any doubts, definitely you can ask. I will stop the recording.